Los Angeles and its gangs with like fairy tale creatures. I thought that was really cool.
Is that still available on Netflix?
Yeah, it's a Netflix original, so forever.
I'm gonna have to check that out. Even though I don't like Will Smith, but I've heard really good stuff about it.
I think you would like it, man. It's and it's got that edge that David Ayer brings. You know?
Yeah, it's like Training Day with fairies.
That's what I was gonna say. It's like he's like a monster cop, right? He kind of looks like
he's an orc.
Orc, yeah. Okay, cool. I might have to check that out now that I got a Westflix. A Westflix.
Get a Wetflix. Oh, what's going on there?
Wetflix. Hunting wabbits.
Was my final piece of news. A Quiet Place writer Scott Beck and Brian Woods will write and direct a new original sci-fi flick under Sony and Evil Dead director Sam Raimi producing. There's no further details other than it's going to be a crazy sci-fi picture with a twist ending, which is very vague, of course, but I mean,
sounds good.
I like A Quiet Place, so I have faith that it'll be solid.
Okay, I haven't seen that. That's about the aliens, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Hulu, I'll show it to you. All right, cool.
But James, what were you going to say?
Oh, I was going to ask you. It was kind of off topic, but with Nicolas Cage, have you seen the? I think it's called Color Out of Space movie.
No, it's on my list. I almost watched it the other night. It is it's like over 2 hours long. I've been meaning to check it out. It's got a huge, like an 80 something on Rotten, so it must be good. I know it's Lovecraftian.
I'm super interested in it because of HBO. I know it's based on a Lovecraft story.
Yes.
So
I heard it was really, really good, and my coworker, he actually bought the colored vinyl from what is it, Cavity Colors or whatever?
Waxworks.
Waxworks. There you go. He bought the vinyl, dude, and he showed me, and he bought the movie as well, and he was all about it, but he didn't want to ruin it for me because he's huge H.P. Lovecraft. He loves all his stories and stuff, but he said it was really, really good, and he's not even like that much into Nicolas Cage, he says, but he says he did a really good
nice
job. Yeah.
And now it's time for the weekly recommendations.
All right, so I just have one this week. It is Curse of La Llorona.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah. All finally, it's available, I think, on HBO or Showtime or one of those premiere channels. But definitely check it out. I actually enjoyed it. I know me and Wes, we were talking about it, how I kind of got a lot of flack for being whitewashed, I guess.
Really?
I mean, that's whatever. I enjoyed it, and definitely check it out. It does take place in the Conjuring universe. So,
I
think
that's a spoiler.
I mean, this movie came out last year, dude. It's produced by James Wan.
Yeah.
Okay, James Wan. Hey James, is it more of an origin story, or is she already like an established character?
It's an established story.
She's an established character. Yeah, it takes place now, or it takes place in the 70s.
It would have been dope if it was like an origin story, because that would have been that would have been way better.
For what it's worth, when they
do hint on the origin of how she became who she is, and the backstory of that, and then there's a lot of folklore that goes around that character and what supposedly can hurt her and stuff like that.
Yeah, ooh, I'm gonna have to see it. I think it's on HBO.
Yes.
Yeah, it's on one of those. It was on my on-demand thing when I was going through it.
Okay. What were we gonna say, Wes?
Oh no, I was just gonna say when the film opens up, they do give you a quick little backstory as to
Malinche.
What she's all about, and it's got some pretty disturbing stuff in there. So I would check it out. And there's an indie film called La Llorona going around now. It was supposed to debut at the San Diego Latino Film Festival, which is, I think, an origin story. So maybe dive into that. Check that out.
Nice.
Because I know Oh no, I was gonna say shout out to some of the homies that played in Hijos de la Malinche. Nice little nod to La Llorona.
Dang. Yeah, I know. As a kid, when I used to hear that shit, they used to tell me about it, and I used to get creeped out because I actually stayed in TJ a few times, and I don't know, man. Hearing that shit, and then just hearing weird shit that's happening out in TJ, it freaks you out, dude. So
I always tell you when you're like,
kid,
when you're driving through TJ on the cliffs, like, yeah,
the Llorona's out here in the woods.
Like, oh yeah, tell me when we're on edge.
Yeah, on the mountains and shit. So I'd be down to watch that shit.
Yeah. Nice. I'm definitely late on that. I should have been watching that one. How that shit goes.
Check it out. Definitely. It's a good watch.
Definitely. Netflix.
It's got some good jump scares in it.
I do like James Wan, too. The Aquaman was incredibly beautiful.
Is it Netflix?
I think it's on HBO. HBO.
Yeah.
But if you have Hulu, HBO's on lock, so you can check it out.
If you have Hulu, HBO's for free right now.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's going to Hulu and then go on the little search thing on top. It should be one of the little sections that should say HBO on lock.
$15 extra or something?
No, it's free. I think it's for the quarantine. Yeah.
Thank you, COVID.
Thank you, COVID.
Just for you.
It's essential, dude. It's essential.
Straight up.
We need La Leona right now.
Oh yeah. Scare your children.
That's a good
or
pick.
nephews.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's just my one pick. That's what I'll have for this week.
Nice. Who's next? Let's go.
I guess I'll go
next.
All right.
So this is a Hulu movie that I just watched this past weekend. It's called Luce, Luce, and it's about a high school student that is who is a model citizen, but there's a dark secret behind it. So go check it out. I know
I'm gonna watch it to find out.
Yeah. I don't want to even spoil who's in there, but if you like Tarantino movies, you'll definitely get a kick of who plays the dad in this movie.
Tarantino-esque.
Yes, he's a recurring character in the Tarantino movie.
Okay. Is he in the Tarantino universe, or he's just an actor that he uses?
He's just an actor that plays in Tarantino movies.
Oh, okay. Is he from Toluca Lake?
I'm not going to spoil it, bro.
Alright.
But definitely go check it out. It's really, there's so much twist in this movie, and it usually doesn't get me. I play on my phone when I watch a movie because then I'll pay attention more. But this time I didn't use my phone. I was just sitting there just watching this movie, and it was awesome.
Oh.
This so it really
once,
you have
for
to
once.
really pay for once.
Wesley's impressed.
Oh,
You definitely have to pay attention to what the movie's going about because there's so much plot twist in there. Like it's like crazy.
Sick.
It's called Luce.
Yeah,
Luce?
Luce
On Hulu.
Yes.
Got it.
And then my second pick is Good Boys.
Nice.
Good Boys.
I know we've wrecked it a couple of times, but I saw it. I've been seeing it I just saw it maybe like 5 times this weekend. It's it's really good, bro. It's really good. It takes me back to what we said about like teenager movies back in the late 2000s or late 90s, early 2000s, you know? Like it gives me that feel. And I love that it's a new take on the preteen, what's it called, the tweens.
Yeah, it's like an elementary, like a raunchy elementary film. You know, like
wasn't it from the creators of Superbad? Or
yeah,
Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen.
Okay.
It's just such a funny movie. I couldn't stop laughing the whole time.
The only guy in Hollywood who can get away with that stuff now.
Yeah.
So much.
it's like they coom all over your chest.
It's just a style. We'd have to go outside.
You don't like smoke in the morning?
Like at all? Oh, it tastes like mustard.
So yeah, those were my 2 picks.
Nice.
Awesome.
Sweet.
I'll go next. I have a few. One of them I've been kind of obsessing over, and I have to give a shout out to Emma D, because she's the one that told me to look the show up. It's Waco on Netflix. It's a 6 episode series about the Branch Davidians, about this crazy standoff that happened in the early 90s in Waco, Texas.
Yeah.
And it's fucking, I really liked the show. I watched it. I watched the first 4 episodes twice, and then I watched the whole thing continuously all the way through. It's a 6 episode series.
Yeah, guys, this is like the first time I've seen this whole addicted to something real fast.
It was
I swear to God.
I watched it all, and it was just crazy. I was more interested in seeing why these people were so obsessed with this David character, David Koresh. And,
Koresh.
David, you pronounce it like the last dying breath of a man.
Fucking gnarly, dude. James,
Yeah,
have you seen this
Yeah.
yet?
I watched the first episode. I know I've been trying to watch it, just haven't gone.
I'm with you too. I'm only like an episode and a half in. Like,
Can I tell you something? To like, it's not a spoiler because it really adds nothing. It's just
It happened,
hilarious.
yeah.
But they cover his David's band covers "I Still Believe" from the Lost Boys in the show, dude.
No way.
I swear.
Yeah.
Yes. Makes it better. It makes it so much better.
And it's at a very crucial part of the series.
Yeah.
It's dude, that whole series is cool because I remember when that shit was happening. I was just a kid, but I just remember that name because Waco is a weird ass name and it just stood out. And a lot of people would say like there was this. All I knew as a kid growing up that it was like a big shootout between the cops and this cult that was there, and that's all you knew. And they set up people like the whole building on fire. And a lot of people died, and a lot of them were kids, because that's all that the media would tell you growing up. I mean, I didn't look further into it.
What year was that in 94?
93 or 94. No later than 95, I want to say. But I know it was the early 90s, dude.
I feel like I remember seeing it on the news, but I would have been 4.
Yeah, but and also they would they would reference to it a lot, you know.
Yeah,
with other things.
That's why I'm probably remembering of when I was a little older, of like when things like this would happen, they would always reference that. How
so
crazy
in the
it was.
in the show, they give you actual kind of like backstory and their point of view from, as opposed to just seeing it as an American watching it on media. You get to see what he was about, and it's it's a pretty cool series, and it stars it has Michael Shannon in it, and it also has Rory Culkin, and he plays a really cool character
Our
in
last
that
feature.
Yeah,
John Leguizamo.
John Leguizamo's in it as well, dude, and
Shout out.
the sloth, dude. But he it's a really good series, and it's on Netflix. I definitely recommend it. It's called Waco. Next one I have is also on Netflix. Thank you, Wes. It's called Cheers, the old school fucking Cheers show about the bar
Cheers
in
is
Boston.
on fucking Netflix?
Hell yeah, dude! I watch that show every once in a while because it reminds me of being a kid, watching random, staying up late at night watching random shows on Channel 6 Fox Network. But yeah, Cheers, dude, with Ted Danzig and Shelley Long. If you don't know what Cheers is, fucking look that shit up. Watch it. It's a funny show.
Where everybody knows your name.
Yup. And they're always glad you came. I got 2 more recs. I don't know. Maybe I'll just do one of them. But both of them I watched today because they were cool to watch together. I watched Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and Ant-Man and the Wasp. Both of those are both on Netflix, and they're both really cool movies.
Yeah.
Both Marvel heroes.
Agree.
Yeah,
Agree.
and both Marvel movies.